everyone, I'm Claire. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over my TBR for October. So this October I figured that I would do kind of a readathon of sorts. Horror and thrillers and mysteries are pretty much my top genres. I love reading those. So I figured I will use this October to go a little crazy and work through my never-ending TBR. Really quickly though, I'm gonna go over the books that I'm in the middle of right now. Don't be surprised if some of these books don't end up in a wrap-up for me, or if I never end up talking about them at the end. Sometimes I just pick up books and I start reading them and I'll get a couple of chapters in and I just stop. And sometimes I'll stop for a year, sometimes I'll stop indefinitely. So just a warning. Again, I'm just gonna go through these really quickly. I have no thoughts on them that I'm gonna share in this video. It's just because, you know, if I'm building out this TBR for October, I should mention these in case they are books that I end up finishing at the end. First up, we have Stephen King's Carrie. I've never read a Stephen King book before this. I'm planning on reading all of his books in publication order, obviously starting with Carrie. Again, I'm only 25 pages in, so I'm not even sure if I'm gonna finish this month. We'll see. I'm liking it so far. Second book is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. I will be probably talking about this in another video later this month because I'm probably going to finish it today. I only have about 20 pages left. I guess a little teaser is that it's definitely going to be a 5-star for me. I've been trying to read a lot of the classics that I have on my shelves that I've either read previously when I was much younger and I'm trying to reread, or some that I'm reading for the first time. Either they were gifts or I bought them for myself. But I'm rereading Animal Farm currently by George Orwell. I'm about 30 pages in, but it is a really short story, so I could finish it today if I wanted to. It's just, I keep getting distracted by other books. Next up is Chuck Tingle's Lucky Day, which I got from Aardvark last month. I am only like 50 pages into this, but I'm pretty intrigued by the story, so I'm excited to continue with this. Again, no thoughts yet. And lastly, Gwen and Art Are Not in Love. I recently started this because I was kind of craving like, not like I guess you could say like a fantasy romance, but not like romantasy, if you know what I mean. So I started reading this because I wanted it to satiate some desire that I had for a certain book. And I think it's doing that so far, but I'm excited to get through it. I think it'll take me a while because it seems almost like it's going to be pretty cozy, and those normally take me a long time to get through because I feel like I need more action or more, I don't know, excitement, I guess is the word for it. Okay, those are all the books that I am in the middle of currently. So the next thing that I wanted to quickly go over are the sort of guidelines that I'm setting for myself for this readathon of sorts that I'm going to be doing for October. I have so many. I'm looking over here because this is where all the books are, by the way. But I have so many horror novels that I want to get to that I've either bought this year or last year or even the year before. I have just quite the backlist here going on. It's going to be pretty heavy on the 2025 side, but essentially what I plan to do is read 5 novellas, so under 200 pages is what I'm doing for that. 5 mid-length books that I have, which is going to be between 200 and 300 pages, and 5 300 plus page books. So I guess what I'm going to be doing in this video, since I just kind of told you already that I'm going to be reading 5 of each, is go through some of my options. And I would love if in the comments anyone wanted to help me pick, because I know I will not have time to read all of these. I don't even know if I'm gonna have time to read 5 of each. First up is novellas, and I have a big old stack with me right here. The only 2025 release in here, so I'm definitely gonna be reading this one, is Sarah Gailey's Spread Me, which I have been super excited about, and I'll definitely be reading this very soon. The rest that I have to choose from, I might just, like, in terms of picking, if I get any suggestions from anyone watching, I would love that, but otherwise I'm probably just gonna mood read, or maybe I'll go with picking like longest on my TBR, most reviewed, least reviewed, that kind of thing. But I have quite a few here. For example, I have 2 from Stephen Graham Jones. I have Night of the Mannequins and Mapping the Interior, I have read neither of these. I don't know what's wrong with my speech today. I also have Delilah S. Dawson's Guillotine, which I've heard a lot of good things about. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I also have the second book. I don't remember where I put it, but I also have the second one. So now why would I get the second one if I don't know if I'm gonna like the first one? Great question. And I also have Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Kah and Comfort Me with Apples by Catherine Valente. Not sure, again, which I'm gonna go for in that category, but let's move on to the mid-length books. I have Angel Down by Daniel Kraus, Feast While You Can by Michaela Clements and Anjali Datta, and Catherine Dang's What Hunger. So these are 3 that I'm probably going to get to. Don't quote me on that because sometimes I'm just not in the mood for certain things, but we shall see. I hope to, like I said, focus on 2025 releases. The 2 that I have that are backlist, if you will, or not 2025 releases are Nick Cutter and Andrew F. Sullivan's The Handyman Method, which I've heard is pretty goofy, so I'm really excited about this actually. I love horror novels like that. And the other one I have is The Haunting of Velkwood by Gwendolyn Kist. In the 300 plus category, I have quite a few from 2025, mostly from Aardvark or Book of the Month, but I have Andrew Joseph White's You Weren't Meant to Be Human, The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Cañas, Rachel Harrison's Play Nice, The Once and Future Me by Melissa Pace, and The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. And then I guess I should include this as well. It's not a 2025 release, but The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. So these are kind of all the horror books that I've kind of pulled for my TBR in each of the categories that I need to get through. There are a few of these that I'm looking at now. Again, it's only October 2nd, but I'm looking at now, and I just have a feeling that I won't want to read this month, such as The Starving Saints, The Once and Future Me, and maybe What Hunger. I'm not sure yet. Some of them just aren't really like appealing to me right now. I think I'm gonna try and do maybe a video where I'll read all of the books in any of these piles that has anything to do with a haunting. So like a haunted house, a haunted building, a haunted town, something like that. Maybe I'll do an alien specific one. So some sort of like biologic science horror, if you will. Anything alien related. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. And then maybe I'll do like slasher. Maybe I'll do a slasher video. I'm just completely speculating and just making stuff up as we go. But anyway, you might be thinking, what was the point of this video? It's just kind of to lay out all my options, help me get a little bit organized and think about the certain possibilities that I have for reading this month. I think I might end up at some point in the month, if I feel like I'm reading a little too heavy in horror, I might break up the trail of horror novels, maybe with a lit fic in between or fantasy, maybe something a little lighter. I don't know, maybe I won't need that. It depends on how fun they are. Horror can definitely be fun sometimes, and it can definitely be super heavy, so we will see how that goes. But I think I'm gonna wrap up today's super short video here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you throughout the month.